Martinez for Hollywood First Look Features, and we're at the premiere of Sacred Lies, The Singing Bones. Let's take a first look.
Jane Doe. I try and look at the world the way she might have seen it. Do you recognize these women? These women were murdered. Maybe you saw them with your dad.
Nobody knows anything about them.
And if nobody's looking for you, it's easy to be forgotten.
So as a showrunner and EP, what are some things that you hope people will take out of this second season?
Well, it's a mystery, and it's dark, and it's suspenseful, and it's really female-driven and super empowering. But beyond all of that, it's really a story about people finding their true families, and those might not be the people that are related to you. Sometimes you got to go out in the world and find the people that really accept you for who you are.
Love that so much. At what point did you realize that that's what the focus was going to be, and that you wanted that to be the focus?
When I start every season, the first thing I do is try to figure out what we really want to talk about and what the show is about this year. Because I think it's really cool to make a fun story that's super entertaining, but we also have this platform to be able to talk about more meaningful stuff that can really touch your life and educate you and connect you to other people that you might not be used to seeing on television. So I start with knowing what my show is about before we even get into writing anything. Well, it's really tough to balance a show that is as dark as our show with something that's also hopeful and fun and exciting. So I'm not going to pretend it's like easy work, but I have a whole room full of writers that are super geniuses. And then I work with incredible actors like Juliette Lewis that bring so much humor to what she does that, you know, she lightens up every scene that she's in. So it's really about, the secret is working with really talented people.
Well, Lily is a forensic tech. She kind of plays a pivotal role throughout the story to unveil some important evidence, DNA-wise, that'll help crack the case of what's going on. And she meets Harper and kind of takes a liking to her. I think she relates to the outsiderness of Harper. Harper's kind of a kooky character, and I think Lily really responds to that and sees that within herself. So yeah.
We lost our parents early on, so we only have each other, and there's a very strong relationship there. And it's very mystical and very beautiful and cinematic, their entire storyline, until ... and that's all I'll say.
So my character is typically slightly evil, which I love. That's my typecasting, and it's my favorite thing in the world. So I think of her as the evil stepmother in Cinderella. And she's a foster mom, but it's very similar in that she has her own children that she favors over the foster children. And so she appears to be unredeemable at the beginning.
What is it about playing someone evil that just really excites you?
The thing I really love about it is it's a game that I play, that I can play with good writing, which is where nobody is really black or white. Everyone lives in these shades of gray. So what's fun is to have revealed why they're not so nice, and to see their Achilles emotional heel. Usually it's a wound. So with Pam, she was on True Blood, she had a rough time, but when she was human, she was a hooker and treated poorly, and she just fell in love with one person. Once upon a time, Maleficent had a big wound. So that's the same with this character.
She's probably had one of the more rougher experiences, gone through a lot of homes. She's also an adept and beautiful creative. She's a musician, and so she's a really complex character full of struggle and strength.
Learning about this second season, a lot of people are saying, yes, there's mystery, there's fairy tale aspects to it, and there's a musical part to it. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. The musical aspect of it actually plays a large part in it. It's a plot line for sure, as well as many of the cast members are musicians as well, myself included. And so, yeah, definitely keep an eye on the music because it will tie the story together.
Yeah, I think he's someone that should remind you that don't put all your eggs in one basket. He's one of those characters, and I like playing these characters where we make a snap judgment about who we think they are, and then during the course of the season they kind of artfully make you realize that you may have made the wrong choice when you first sort of try to pigeonhole them.
No, like while reading this script, especially this being a mystery, were you trying to figure out what the next thing was? Like, oh, I think I understand this. This is gonna go over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just human nature. I think that's why these types of shows, and I guess the renaissance of the sort of the true crime genre is such a success, is that it's very much a human tick of ours to want to try and get to the end before we're actually there. And I think these types of stories, the way that she's done it is really artful in the fact that it'll play with those cliches.
So I found out that you guys actually had some say from the audience on Facebook as to, locations for some shoots and costumes.
Even my character name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Oh, kind of different, I guess. I've never really experienced that before, but what I do enjoy about it is that it gives the audience somewhat of an ownership to it. And it's nice to sort of have that family be bigger than just the cast and crew. And nice to have a fan base that's carried over from season 1.
So tell us a little bit about your character and who you use for inspiration.
I used a few people because my character seems, she's a gay woman, and on the surface seems very stereotypically masculine, what we associate masculine with. She's an amalgamation of friends I've known, guy friends, girlfriends, and she's sort of a blend of people. She's quite awkward and introverted, so I really got to show these different colors.
Now, what was it like knowing that some of the audience watching had a say in some of the decisions that were made?
Raelle was telling us about, they didn't have, she wrote these really rich, interesting storylines, but the characters, the people at home or wherever they are online could say, like, what color do you want Elsie's prom dress to be? Or where should the story take place? So they voted on things like that, and I think that's interesting. It's like Facebook who? But this team of Scott and Raelle Tucker who come from True Blood, and also the other shows that I saw on Facebook Watch were so interesting and dark and rich. So you just go wherever the good writing is gonna be, and we're seeing there's all these new platforms. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for watching Sacred Lies, The Singing Bones is available on Facebook Watch. I'm Cassandra Martinez with Hollywood First Look Features.
The cops said they found 2 unidentified women in the woods. They said you knew them. Maybe the answers we're looking for are so terrible. We're better off not knowing.
It's all connected.
Why are you doing all this?
Because everybody deserves to have the dignity of a name. They deserve to matter to somebody.
Something